Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English 360 podcast. I'm Mia.
Hello, Mia, and hello, everyone. It is great to be here again.
It's wonderful to have you back, Alex. And to all of our incredible listeners, thank you for tuning in. Today, we have a super important and very useful topic. Let's talk about health.
That's right, Mia. Health is a universal topic. Whether you're talking to a doctor, ordering food, or just chatting with a friend, knowing how to talk about your body, symptoms, and wellness is essential.
Exactly. Before we dive into the vocabulary of well-being, a quick favor. If you love learning English with us, remember to hit that subscribe button. Share this episode with your friends who are also learning, and give us a thumbs up. That really helps us out a lot.
Yes, please do. And we love hearing from you too. So feel free to leave a comment about how you stay healthy in English. Now, Mia, are you ready to talk about common health phrases?
Absolutely, Alex. I'll start with a question for you. Are you a morning person who hits the gym, or do you prefer to sleep in and focus on your diet?
I'm definitely a sleep-in person who focuses on diet. We'll talk about those healthy habits today, focusing on verbs like work out, eat clean, and take a break.
Perfect. We'll start with how to describe feeling good, and then we'll move on to the practical phrases you need when you feel a little under the weather.
Let's kick off with the good stuff, talking about being healthy. Mia, if someone asks you, how are you feeling, and you're feeling great, what's a simple, natural answer?
The simplest is, I feel great, or I feel fine. But if I'm feeling really energetic, I might say, I'm full of energy, or I'm doing well.
I feel great. Those are perfect. We need to teach our listeners the key verbs and phrases for healthy habits. What's the most common phrase for physical exercise?
You have to know the phrase workout. I don't say I exercise in the gym. I say I work out 3 times a week. Or I hit the gym. Hit the gym is a great casual phrase.
Work out and hit the gym. Essential. And the opposite of feeling great is being tired. What's a good verb for resting?
The best verb is rest. But more casually, you can say, I need to take a break or I need to recharge. Recharge means to regain energy, like charging a battery.
I love recharge. It's very visual. Now, let's talk about food. What's the simple verb for eating healthy?
You can say eat healthy, but many people say eat clean. That means you're eating whole, unprocessed foods. You can also say you watch your diet.
Watch your diet is a fantastic phrase for being careful about what you eat. Now, here's a common mistake. When people feel cold, they say, I have cold. Is that correct?
No, that's a literal translation error we talked about. In English, we don't have cold, we are cold. You say, I am cold or I feel cold. It's a huge difference.
That's a fundamental fix. Now, let's practice asking about someone's well-being. What's a simple way to ask a friend if they've been taking care of themselves?
You could ask, are you taking care of yourself? Or, very casually, have you been sleeping well? Focusing on sleep is a common way to ask about general health.
Have you been sleeping well? That's perfect. It uses the present perfect continuous to ask about a recent, ongoing state. So for this block, the key takeaway is use the phrasal verb work out, use the verb recharge, and remember you are tired or are cold. You don't have them.
Agreed. Mastering the language of well-being is the first step. Next, we move into what to say when things aren't going so well. Okay, Alex, let's move to the practical but less pleasant side, talking about being sick. If you're not feeling great, what's the most common phrase to describe it?
We say, I feel sick, or I feel a bit under the weather. Under the weather is a great idiom for feeling slightly unwell. It's polite and natural.
Under the weather is essential. Now, let's talk about symptoms. If you have a headache, what verb do you use?
We use the verb have. You have a headache. You have a fever. You have a stomach ache. The noun for the symptom always follows have.
Exactly, you have the symptom. The only exception is usually when you talk about pain in general. You can say, I have pain in my back, or my back hurts. Hurts is a very useful action verb.
My back hurts. Simple and direct. Now imagine you need to tell your boss you can't come to work. What's the common phrase for calling out sick?
I would say, I need to take a sick day, or I need to call in sick. Call in sick is a fantastic phrasal verb that beginners need to know for the workplace.
Call in sick. That's perfect. Now let's talk about visiting a doctor. What's the verb for making an appointment?
You make an appointment or you book an appointment. You don't reserve a doctor, you book or make the appointment.
And when the doctor examines you, what's the doctor doing?
The doctor examines you, or more simply, they check your temperature or check your blood pressure. The verb check is key here.
Check. It's a very practical verb in a medical context. Now, once the doctor gives you medicine, what's the verb for taking that medicine?
We use the verb take. You take medicine or you take pills. You don't drink pills. And you must follow the directions on the bottle.
Follow the directions. Great phrase. And a common phrasal verb here is get over. If you were sick last week and are better now, what do you say?
I would say, I finally got over the cold. Get over means to recover from an illness. It's a crucial recovery phrase.
So, for this block, remember to use under the weather to describe feeling unwell, call in sick for work, and the phrasal verb get over when you recover. These phrases will help you navigate basic medical conversations.
We've talked about being sick. Now let's talk about things we do to stay healthy. Mia, what is the most important thing for fitness?
You need to stay active. That's the core phrase. I like to go for a run or lift weights. Lift weights is a specific action verb for strength training.
Stay active and lift weights. Great specific actions. And what about flexibility?
I do stretches or do yoga. The verb do is very versatile for many exercise types.
I always warm up before exercise and cool down afterward. Warm up and cool down are essential phrasal verbs for fitness.
Warm up and cool down. Perfect. Now, let's talk about diet again, but focus on the negatives. What do you call food that is bad for you?
We call it junk food. I try to cut back on a great phrasal verb for reducing consumption, junk food like chips and candy.
Cut back on is a super important phrase for moderation. What about drinking? We need to talk about hydration.
You need to drink plenty of water. You can say, I stay hydrated by sipping water throughout the day. Sipping means drinking slowly.
Sip water. That's a lovely detail. Now let's discuss mental health. This is becoming a very common topic in daily English conversations.
Absolutely. If I'm stressed, I might say, I feel stressed out. Stressed out is the adjective. Then I need to manage my stress by meditating or just taking a moment.
Take a moment. That's the non-committal, casual phrase for stepping away. And what about when you're very worried about something?
I might say, I'm anxious about the presentation. If it's very severe, I might say, I need to talk to someone about it. Talk to someone is the simplest way to express seeking support.
Seeking support is important, and a good phrase for dealing with a problem is work through it. I need to work through my feelings.
Work through it. Another great phrasal verb for processing difficulties. So, in this block, we covered lift weights and do yoga for physical health, cut back on for diet, and feel stressed out and work through it for mental health.
This vocabulary helps you talk about a complete, holistic approach to health. Now let's summarize all these useful verbs and phrases.
Alex, we've compiled a massive list of essential health vocabulary. Now, let's quickly discuss common mistakes and idioms related to health that can confuse our listeners.
Excellent idea. A common idiom mistake is the phrase, feel dizzy. People often confuse it with, I feel confused. Feel dizzy means you feel like you are spinning or might faint. It's a physical symptom, not a mental one. If you are confused, you say, I feel confused.
Another great idiom is as fit as a fiddle. What does that mean?
As fit as a fiddle means you are extremely healthy and strong. It's an older phrase, but native speakers still use it. Perfect. And let's talk about advice. When someone is sick, what's a common piece of advice we give?
We always say, get plenty of rest or take it easy. Take it easy means don't stress yourself, relax.
Take it easy, a super friendly way to give advice. Now, let's look at two specific verbs, treat and cure. What's the difference?
A doctor treats an illness. They manage the symptoms and try to make it better. But they cure a disease. They completely eliminate it. Many illnesses are treated, but fewer are completely cured.
That is a crucial distinction in a medical conversation. Now, let's practice using questions. How do you ask a friend what they did to get healthy?
You could say, what did you do to bounce back? Bounce back is a fun phrasal verb meaning to recover quickly.
Bounce back. I love it. Or simply, what are your secrets to staying healthy? That's a very polite conversation starter.
Another mistake is using the wrong word for healthy food. You don't have to say, I eat food that is healthy. You can simply say, I eat healthily.
Eat healthily. Using the adverb makes it sound much more natural. It tells us how you eat.
Exactly. So, for our listeners, remember, use feel dizzy for a physical symptom, get plenty of rest for advice, and the phrasal verb bounce back for recovery. These idioms and specific verbs will make your conversation more sophisticated.
This vocabulary is a complete toolkit for health discussions. Now it's time to summarize all our key points. 1.
Alex, we've covered a lot of ground today, from feeling full of energy to feeling under the weather.
Yes, Mia. Let's quickly review the most important verbs and phrases we used.
For well-being, remember to work out, recharge, and eat clean. And always say, I am cold, not I have cold.
For illness, use have with symptoms, have a headache, and remember to call in sick for work and get over an illness.
For lifestyle, try to cut back on junk food and remember to take it easy when giving advice.
That's a fantastic toolkit. By practicing these phrases, you'll be able to discuss your health and well-being with confidence and clarity.
And if you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this episode.
We love to hear from you, so leave a comment below and tell us one thing you do to stay healthy.
So until next time, keep practicing your English and stay healthy.
Goodbye.